Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we're here once again back with more iRacing. I just quickly want to say before we jump into this, of course, a massive thank you to all of you that have enjoyed the content. You know, we've made a return on this channel. It has gone really well so far. But today I decided we'd jump in with something a little bit different. Now, of course, we've jumped in with the GT3s, we've done F3, we've done F4. Today we're going to be doing, I think, genuinely my first ever fully electric race. We're going to be taking out the Porsche Mission R. First race weekend of the year. There's, quite a bit of interest behind it. Watkins Glen as well is a very fun circuit. I've got no immediate intention to do the full season in this car, but if we have good fun today, then maybe I'll look to do a few more races with it in the near future. So make sure you get yourself subscribed, leave a like if you do enjoy the video as well. Of course, trying to hit 2k subs at the moment on this channel. But yeah, we'll jump in with a qualifying lap. You don't quite get the full sort of qualifying lap experience with the electric cars, but up in towards the bus stop chicane, this thing is revving up to 22,000 RPM. So yeah, 22,000 RPM never sounded so bad. Oh, no. Ruined my qualifying runs. We are going to be starting from the back in this one today. I mean, this thing in qualifying mode is really scary. But yeah, made just a small mistake on the first lap, then ran wide on the second. To be honest, I don't think starting at the back in this car is going to be too bad of a place to be honest. It's probably, I'm expecting chaos. Right, here we are then, on the grid. First ever race in the Porsche Mission R. And okay, we're going a bit quicker than I expected us to. A lot of sound on the build-up. That has got to be the weirdest race start I will ever do in my life. But down towards turn 1 there, here at Watkins Glen. Let's just keep it clean and tidy. I don't think anyone is going to be... actually, that's a lot better than I expected down to turn 1. I thought the braking on this thing can be a little bit funny there. Of course, now we're in the race mode rather than the qualifying mode. Of course, that qualifying mode, the front end, feels like it lifts up pretty much all the time as we head up through the S's on this opening lap there. But race mode does actually seem quite drivable in comparison, as you can already see. Cars jockeying this way and that. Is this the future? That is the question we are asking ourselves today as we head down in towards the bus stop for the first time. Yeah, nice and tidy through there on the opening lap. I don't think anyone wants to take too many big risks with this thing. But yeah, over 1,000 horsepower this car has got. It is absolutely insane. So I was doing a bit of research actually before we jumped into this video. It's got the same or very similar technology to the Porsche 919 Evo, but it's designed actually to be similar performance-wise to the Porsche Cup cars. And I was going around here sort of thinking, the braking points seem quite similar and things like that. I do think this thing is slightly quicker over a 1 lap, mainly just due to the straight line speed, of course, and the absolutely insane amount of torque you get from it. But you know what? This has actually been a lot more calm and composed than I thought it would be on the start of this race. Maybe electric racing does have its place in the future. Of course, I am just making jabs at Formula E there as side by side up through the final sector we go. But you know what? This has not been carnage. There are only 13 of us on the circuit. Of course, this effectively is a Porsche Spec race, but this thing is wild. Love the huge brake lights on it, as well as we head out of the final corner, though, to finish off lap 1. We did lose, I think, 1 or 2 spots here off the start. It's a 14-car split, sorry, here today. But yeah, we are probably going to have to get our elbows out at some point then. As you can see, cars are trying to dive each other down at turn 1. A little bit of contact. Do not want to trade paint in these things, to be honest. Let's just see if we can try and get through. The S's completely pinned this time around. And now we've got the tyres up to temperature, everything like that. Oh, a little bit of understeer guy in front of me. A little bit hesitant as well as we're trying to look it up around the outside of him. As we head up the back straight. Are we going to be able to hook this up in towards the bus stop? No, he's just going to outbrake me there, but he's going to be very much offline. So we'll see if we can try and capitalise on the exit. No, not quite there. On the outside through carousel, we'll try and do the old up and under on him, I reckon. This guy behind me lagging around just a little bit, but not quite able to get the car that time round. But yeah, this is the weird thing, of course, with electric racing. You just don't get much wheel spin, things like that. Of course, all that torque. So you can't really You know, you've either got to try and get someone on the brakes, but things like doing switchbacks or trying to get runs that, you know, don't use the traction control, of course, in a big GT3 car, is, of course, not something you factor in. It's a completely different style of racing in these things that is going to take, you know, a little while to get used to, as clearly the guy behind wants to try and take off in his Mission R, but this is very, very different to how I expected it to be. Of course, I've raced for years, both online and, of course, you know, on the F1 games, things like that. But this is something, it's like the rulebook has been completely changed. And everything you sort of know goes out the window. It's a bit weird, to be honest, but I'm enjoying a new challenge. It's certainly very unique. Of course, iRacing will be one of the only platforms that can really sort of emulate this kind of racing really well, of course. I've done plenty of Formula E racing on Forza. I completely forgot that. And I said this is the first fully electric race I've ever done, but down in towards turn 1. Guy in front, very, very wide there in the number 13 car. Are we going to see the 10 try to get a run on him? I mean, we are confident up through here. We just need to be at the right place at the right time. So get our guy in front. Get all over the back of him. Oh, a lot of understeer there suddenly at the last moment. That's not what you want. He's going to go very, very defensive. Are we going to be able to have a look up the inside this time round into the bus stop? Accidentally almost there as we'll try just to back out of it. Well, of course, as you can hear all the noise as the car bottoms out over the floor. So, of course, all you've got is the whir of the engines. But, yeah, Crew Chief seems to have given up on this one as well. Clearly, Crew Chief disagrees with the idea of electric racing. As up the inside, he'll give me some room. I wasn't actually planning on sending it there. I just thought I'd show him the nose. And we will finally gain a place up into P12 then once more. I'd love to recover towards neutral I rating, but we're probably going to need 7th or 8th, I feel, as the number 9 car. Guy in front, horrible run out of the final corner. That should be a nice easy move as we start lap 4 of this race. And there we go, up the inside. Get back down to turn 1. I tried to cover him off into that first corner, but he didn't want to give up on it. Tried to hook it up around the outside, but we will now inherit P11 then of this race. So finally making a bit of progress. We've got a bit of clear space in front of me. Hopefully that'll give us a couple of laps just to sort of try and learn a bit more about this car. It's odd because there's so many bits of it that feel like, you know, a GT3 car or a Porsche Cup car, but you've still got to drive it completely differently in so many regards. I'm still just trying to work out how sort of the best way to describe it as much as anything else. It's so weird. It just feels alien. That's the only way I can describe it at the moment. It feels like an alien experience. Someone's had issues up the road. Oh, there's a car in the wall. That's not what you want to do. That's a freebie for us then. Up into P10 now of this race as we're on lap 5. Going to be about a 12-lap race, if I'm not mistaken, this one today. But just trying to see if we can close down the gaps to the guys in front. Still just building confidence with the car. I didn't get much of a chance to do practice before this. But yeah, there is still 4 cars just up the road. I certainly feel we can get a lot closer to. Certainly not afraid to trade paint through the final couple of corners. Oh, just tried to get on the throttle a bit too early there, but it is helping us close down the gaps once more as we're over halfway through this race. I might have just realised where Crew Chief has gone. I feel like you might still be able to hear him, but I certainly can't at the moment, so I apologise if we're just having a shouting match over each other. But yeah, you can try and use the grass a little bit in these things, of course. 4-wheel drive. That wall just suddenly appears right in front of you. But yeah, these guys are battling so hard at the road. But yeah, like I said, you can use the grass a little bit, of course, because of the 4-wheel drive. Sometimes it'll drag the wheels in a bit more. But yeah, I'm definitely getting braver and braver with this thing and sort of learning what you can and what you can't do with it. I mean, apparently the slipstream is incredibly powerful in these then, but the amount these lot are weaving just up in front. But yeah, maybe they've all raced this thing a little bit this week. For Watkins Glen, a pretty high-speed circuit anyway, so I guess those little bits do certainly help. Sorry, just see P7 chops across the nose. Oh, sorry, P6 there chops across the nose of P7. As we are just, yeah, this is allowing us to get closer and closer. Might have a good little 5-car duel towards the flag here. Only 20-minute races in this Porsche, which I think is fairly sensible based on the way this sort of car handles and drives. You know, I don't think it's certainly not a car you want to do endurance racing in, especially with the refueling times. But yeah, we are just bringing ourselves closer and closer to this group, and it has been quite fun. I'm just sort of learning the nuances of this car, sort of what you can do. I'm trying to work out different ways to be quick, of course. The other big thing is that corner. Apparently I like to drift around now, as they're still side by side just up the road. Again, a nose will just get chopped off. It's like very powerful touring cars, these things. It feels like the way people are racing them. Which, I don't know whether that's good or really bad. I guess super touring cars were fantastic, but these have got twice the power. Oh, speaking of which, that's 2 gone round. Thank you very much. We'll have the freebies. Up now into P8 then of this race, and I think that might bring us into neutral iRacing. We'll have a look when we get back round to the start-finish line, but yeah, unfortunately that does mean the guy at the front of this group might now just be able to get away. We'll see if we can stick closer to Michael there, as let's have confirmation at the final corner. We were on minus 27 iRacing. I think this is going to push us up to about +3. My maths hasn't failed me. +3, +5, there or thereabouts. +1. A gain is a gain still on iRacing, but let's see if we can try and get P7. Oh, there goes Michael. Very, very deep. Oh, no, no, no. Oh. Pooh. I've trashed my electric car. I don't know how badly damaged it is. Oh, no. Every lap I've been getting loose and lively through there, and as soon as I gain the spots, I'm about to lose them again. It's going to go around the outside of this guy immediately. It's pretty confident, because I don't know how damaged this thing is. Oh, he's taken off. No, he's not. We're good. We might just have got away with that then, somehow. A head-on collision with a wall. I think he's just immediately going to back out of it, but yeah, just as Michael made the mistake there, I tried to get on the power, but of course, trying to give him the room on the outside, just the camber hugged me in just a bit too much, and we tried to save it. Whoa! What on earth is happening to this thing? I think I have damaged it. But I don't really want to bring it home in P12, I'll be honest. That would be quite a disappointing end. Let's just try and get it to the flag, and I mean, that's up to us up to 5 instant points, which certainly won't do my SR any good either. Yeah, this thing is either... I think I might have cooked the tyres. I think might be the problem. Oh, what is wrong with this thing suddenly? I really did enjoy this car early on, and now it's just trying to kill me at every opportunity it gets. I think I've definitely, like I said, destroyed the tyres in this one quite late on in the day, which is a bit gutting, because, you know, we were on for a tiny iRating game there, but, you know, you got to take the losses with the wins from time to time. I think we got 2 more after this one. I think the top guys are just about going to get an extra lap in, but, yeah, not quite the end I wanted. Well, starting the final lap then of this race. Yeah, it certainly has not been one to write home about, but there has been a bit more carnage late on, which has brought more of the gaps down. And we have been promoted back up into P11 as well, because I think Michael binned it again. But yeah, safe to say, if I've learned anything about this car, it's that don't destroy the tyres. 1,000 horsepower through massively overheated rubber is not going to do you much favours on iRacing, and that's how we gave ourselves 6 instant out of our 7 instant points today. Not perfect, but like I said, we were here to learn. I got about 5 laps of practice in before qualifying, as it was always going to be a tough one, but you know, I thought it would be a fun challenge, something a bit different. And honestly, some of the racing was better than I expected. It was much cleaner at the start than I ever thought it would be as well, and I guess that's just, you know, people that actually wanted to drive this car. I guess for the most part are probably quite interested in electric cars, or just like Porsches, or just by everything that iRacing has to offer. Either way, you'd think they'd be fairly dedicated to the cause in one way or another. Please don't pick up an unnecessary instant point on this last lap map, but it looks like it is going to be Dirk who's going to walk away with the race victory, as I'm going to understeer off to Narnia through the final corner. Him and Lorenzo had quite a good battle throughout the entire race there, as there seems to be a 3-way scrap for P3. It looks like it's going to be Louis ahead of Pedro and Jonas at the end of this race. So I've just got to try and make it through the final few corners. My driving has fallen apart towards the end of this one. I definitely don't want to look at how much SR I've lost. We should still be above 2K iRating though, which of course is the most important thing at the end of the day. But an unfortunate error, an unforced error as well, you know, just trying to get the run on Michael, and then yeah, the tyres got cooked, so we just had no grip, trying to put 1,000 horsepower through tyres that are basically bubbling. Was never going to be a good idea. But round in the final corner, it's going to be P11 to P11 at the end of the day there. I've got no idea how damaged the car was in that instant, but An interesting race. Let's go have a quick look at our results. Well, it's not a pretty sight for ourselves there. Minus 0.07 SR is honestly better than I thought we'd do, and minus 41 iRating there was not quite what I had in mind at the end of the day. But good fun, like I said, you know, something very, very different that I've never done on iRacing before. Let me know down in the comments below whether you'd like to see more of the Porsche Mission R. I really don't know whether to race this thing a bit more in the future. But good fun nonetheless. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back very, very soon with more iRacing content.